by the window where the morning sunlight falls, and a mirror that's been watching every face that ever called. I've been cutting hair since 19, when my hands were young and strong. Now the faces in the mirror are the ones I've known so long. I cut hair for little children who would squirm and cry at first. Then I watched them grow to young men with their own lives to be lived. Some would talk about their sweethearts, some about the jobs they'd lost, some just needed someone listening. No matter what the cost, in the chair by the window, I've watched the years go by, seen the young become the older beneath the same blue sky. I never wore a uniform or carried anything, but half this town told me their stories in the chair by the window's frame. There was one young boy named Daniel who came in every Friday noon. He'd sit quiet in the barber chair and hum an old country tune. Years later, he came back here with a child beside his hand. Said my boy needs his first haircut, and I knew he'd understand. In the chair by the window, I've watched the years go by, seen the young become the older beneath the same blue sky. I never wore a uniform or carried anything, but half this town told me their stories in the chair by the window's frame. A man can spend his whole life thinking he's just doing a job, and one day he looks around and sees the lives he's touched. In the chair by the window, my hands are slowing down, but every face I ever knew still lives inside this town. And when another barber comes to take my place someday, I hope the old chair keeps on holding the stories people say. The scissors rest, the mirror shines, and the years keep passing a little shop beside the station, with a bell above the door, and a wooden sign that tells the town what these old hands are for. I can smell the leather in the morning before the sun is high, and every worn-out pair that comes in has a story passing by. I fix boots for working farmers and shoes for Sunday church. I've patched the soles of traveling men who'd walked the whole world first. Some were polished for a wedding, some were worn from years of rain. Some came back from distant places, carrying more than just a stain. These old boots have walked a long way through the dust and through the rain. They've crossed the fields and city streets and carried joy and pain. You can replace the leather, but the memories still remain. These old boots have walked a long way, and I'd fix them once again. A soldier brought me one old pair, with mud still on the side. He said they carried me back home, then quietly looked away. I didn't ask him where he'd been or what he'd seen out there. I simply stitched the leather up and treated them with care. These old boots have walked a long way through the dust and through the rain. They've crossed the fields and city streets and carried joy and pain. You can replace the leather, but the memories still remain. These old boots have walked a long way, and I'd fix them once again. A man's life leaves its mark in every road he takes. Some scars are worth remembering for every step they make. changing times, through failure and success. And when I finally hang my apron and close that wooden door, I hope the footsteps I repaired keep walking evermore. The leather wears, the road goes on, and every step leaves something strong.
There's a little shop beside the station with a bell above the door and a wooden sign that tells the town what these old hands are for. I can smell the leather in the morning before the sun is high, and every worn-out pair that comes in has a story passing by. I fix boots for working farmers and shoes for Sunday church. I've patched the soles of traveling men who'd walked the whole world first. Some were polished for a wedding, some were worn from years of rain, some came back from distant places carrying more than just a stain. These old boots have walked a long way through the dust and through the rain. They've crossed the fields and city streets and carried joy and pain. You can replace the leather, but the memories still remain. These old boots have walked a long way, and I'd fix them once again. A soldier brought me one old pair with mud still on the side. He said they carried me back home, then quietly looked away. I didn't ask him where he'd been or what he'd seen out there. I simply stitched the leather up and treated them with care. These old boots have walked a long way through the dust and through the rain. They've crossed the fields and city streets and carried joy and pain. You can replace the leather, but the memories still remain. These old boots have walked a long way, and I'd fix them once again. A man's life leaves its mark in every road he takes. Some scars are worth remembering for every step they make. These old boots have walked a long way, and mine have too, I guess. Through years of work and changing times, through failure and success. And when I finally hang my apron and close that wooden door, I hope the footsteps I repaired keep walking evermore. The leather wears, the road goes on, and every step leaves something strong. I know a little wooden dock where the morning starts out slow. The lake is still as polished glass before the first winds blow. I've taken folks from every place out across these waters blue. Some came looking for a fish, some came looking for a view. I've taught young boys to hold a line and old men how to wait. I've watched a lifetime pass between the sunrise and the bait. Some folks talked about their troubles, some just sat and watched the sky. Funny how the water knows the things we never say out loud. Before the sun comes up, there's a peace you can't explain. The world is still and quiet before it starts again. You learn that life ain't always about the fish you bring back home. Sometimes the best catch of the day is finding you're not alone. There was a father and his young son who came here every year. The boy grew tall beside the lake and made his father proud. Then one summer, only one of them came walking down the pier. He cast the line into the water and sat beside me there. Before the sun comes up, there's a peace you can't explain. The world is still and quiet before it starts again. You learn that life ain't always about the fish you bring back home. Some
Sometimes the best catch of the day is finding you're not alone. The lake has taught me patience, the river taught me time, and every empty morning still leaves something behind. Before the sun comes up, I'll take one final ride, then leave this old wooden boat behind, and watch from the other side. But if you hear the water calling when the morning sky turns gold, remember what the lake once taught me: some things are best when held slow. The water stays still, the morning comes, and the old lake keeps calling on.
I know a little wooden dock where the morning starts out slow. The lake is still as polished glass before the first winds blow. I've taken folks from every place out across these waters blue. Some came looking for a fish, some came looking for a view. I've taught young boys to hold a line, and old men how to wait. I've watched a lifetime pass between the sunrise and the bait. Some folks talked about their troubles, some just sat and watched the sky. Funny how the water knows the things we never say out loud. Before the sun comes up, there's a peace you can't explain. The world is still and quiet before it starts again. You learn that life ain't always about the fish you bring back home. Sometimes the best catch of the day is finding you're not alone. There was a father and his young son who came here every year. The boy grew tall beside the lake and made his father proud.
Then one summer, only one of them came walking down the pier. He cast the line into the water and sat beside me there. Before the sun comes up, there's a peace you can't explain. The world is still and quiet before it starts again. You learn that life ain't always about the fish you bring back home. Sometimes the best catch of the day is finding you're not alone. The lake has taught me patience, the river taught me time, and every empty morning still leaves something behind. Before the sun comes up, I'll take one final ride, then leave this old wooden boat behind, and watch from the other side. But if you hear the water calling, when the morning sky turns gold, remember what the lake once taught me. Some things are best when held slow. The water stays still, the morning comes, and the old lake keeps calling on.
Every morning before sunrise, I unlock the station door, sweep the dust beside the benches, like I've done 1,000 times before. The old clock hangs above me, and the timetable's turning brown, but I still hear the whistle calling for the last train out of town. I've carried bags for young men leaving, with the whole world in their eyes. I've watched mothers hold their children while the train began to rise. I've seen lovers run together after years of being apart,
and watched old men stand in silence with a suitcase and a broken heart. The last train out of town keeps carrying people on. Some are chasing after dreams, some are running from what's gone. I've watched them leave this station since I was young and strong. The last train out of town never waits for very long. There was a girl who left one summer with a suitcase and a smile. She promised she'd come back someday, but it took her quite a while. 40 years went by between us. Then one autumn afternoon, she stepped down from the morning train and recognized me in the room. The last train out of town keeps carrying people on. Some are chasing after dreams, some are running from what's gone. I've watched them leave this station since I was young and strong. The last train out of town never waits for very long. Life is like a railroad, you don't always choose the track. Sometimes you spend your whole life waiting for the one who won't come back. The last train out of town will carry me someday. I'll leave my old station behind and finally be on my way. And if somebody asks about me when the evening settles down, tell them I spent my life here, waiting for the last train out of town. The whistle fades, the tracks grow still, but the journey goes on still. Every evening just before dark, I climb those winding stairs with an oil lamp in my old hand and salt inside the air. The ocean starts its restless song against the rocks below, and one by one the distant ships begin their journey home. I've watched the storms come raging in and shake these walls at night,
I've seen the sailors search the dark for one familiar light. Some nights the sea was calm and still. Some nights it would not sleep. But I kept watch above the shore while the whole world dreamed. I'm the man who keeps the light burning through the darkest night, for every soul that's lost at sea, for every ship that needs to see. I may never know their names or hear the stories of their lives, but if they make it safely home, then this old light has done its job tonight. There was a woman on the mainland who wrote to me each year. She said her husband sailed away and never did return. She told me that my lighthouse gave her something to believe. So every night I kept it bright for those who had to leave. I'm the man who keeps the light burning through the darkest night, for every soul that's lost at sea, for every ship that needs to see. I may never know their names or hear the stories of their lives, but if they make it safely home, then this old light has done its job tonight. A man can spend his whole life standing in one place and still be part of journeys he will never get to make. I'm the man who keeps the light, though my hands are growing old and the stairs are getting harder than they were so long ago. Someday someone else will climb them when my watch has finally passed, but somewhere out there on the water, this old light will still be shining back. The waves keep rolling, the night moves on, the light keeps burning till the darkness is gone. There's an old chair by the window where the morning sunlight falls, and a mirror that's been watching every face that ever called. I've been cutting hair since 19, when my hands were young and strong. Now the faces in the mirror are the ones I've known so long. I cut hair for little children who would squirm and cry at first. Then I watched them grow to young men with their own lives to be lived. Some would talk about their sweethearts, some about the jobs they'd lost. Some just needed someone listening, no matter what the cost. In the chair by the window, I've watched the years go by, seen the young become the older beneath the same blue sky. I never wore a uniform or carried anything, but half this town told me their stories. In the chair by the window's frame, there was one young boy named Daniel who came in every Friday noon. He'd sit quiet in the barber chair and hum an old country tune. Years later, he came back here with a child beside his hand. Said my boy needs his first haircut, and I knew he'd understand. In the chair by the window, I've watched the years go by, seen the young become the older beneath the same blue sky. I never wore a uniform or carried anything, but half this town told me their stories. In the chair by the window's frame, a man can spend his whole life thinking he's just doing a job, and one day he looks around and sees the lives he's touched. In the chair by the window, my hands are slowing down, but every face I ever knew still lives inside this town. And when another barber comes to take my place someday, I hope the old chair keeps on holding the stories people say. The scissors rest, the mirror shines, and the years keep passing by. There's a little shop beside the station with a bell above the door, and a wooden sign that tells the town what these old hands are for. I can smell the leather in the morning before the sun is high, and every worn out pair that comes in has a story passing by. I fix boots for working farmers and shoes for Sunday church. I've patched the soles of traveling men who'd walked the whole world first. Some were polished for a wedding, some were worn from years of rain. Some came back from distant places, carrying more than just a stain. These old boots have walked a long way through the dust and through the rain. They've crossed the fields and city streets and carried joy and pain. You can replace the leather, but the memories still remain. These old boots have walked a long way, and I'd fix them once again. A soldier brought me one old pair with mud still on the side. He said they carried me back home, then quietly looked away. I didn't ask him where he'd been or what he'd seen out there. I simply stitched the leather up and treated them with care. These old boots have walked a long way through the dust and through the rain. They've crossed the fields and city streets and carried joy and pain. You can replace the leather, but the memories still remain. These old boots have walked a long way, and I'd fix them once again. A man's life leaves its mark in every road he takes. Some scars are worth remembering for every step they make. These old boots have walked a long way
and mine have too, I guess. Through years of work and changing times, through failure and success, and when I finally hang my apron and close that wooden door, I hope the footsteps I repaired keep walking evermore. The leather wears, the road goes on, and every step leaves something strong.
There's a little shop beside the station with a bell above the door and a wooden sign that tells the town what these old hands are for. I can smell the leather in the morning before the sun is high, and every worn-out pair that comes in has a story passing by. I fix boots for working farmers and shoes for Sunday church. I've patched the soles of traveling men who'd walked the whole world first. Some were polished for a wedding, some were worn from years of rain, some came back from distant places carrying more than just a stain. These old boots have walked a long way through the dust and through the rain. They've crossed the fields and city streets and carried joy and pain. You can replace the leather, but the memories still remain. These old boots have walked a long way, and I'd fix them once again. A soldier brought me one old pair with mud still on the side. He said they carried me back home, then quietly looked away. I didn't ask him where he'd been or what he'd seen out there. I simply stitched the leather up and treated them with care. These old boots have walked a long way through the dust and through the rain. They've crossed the fields and city streets and carried joy and pain. You can replace the leather, but the memories still remain. These old boots have walked a long way, and I'd fix them once again. A man's life leaves its mark in every road he takes. Some scars are worth remembering for every step they make. These old boots have walked a long way, way, and mine have too, I guess. Through years of work and changing times, through failure and success. And when I finally hang my apron and close that wooden door, I hope the footsteps I repaired keep walking evermore. The leather wears, the road goes on, and every step leaves something strong. I know a little wooden dock where the morning starts out slow. The lake is still as polished glass before the first winds blow. I've taken folks from every place out across these waters blue. Some came looking for a fish, some came looking for a view. I've taught young boys to hold a line, and old men how to wait. I've watched a lifetime pass between the sunrise and the bait. Some folks talked about their troubles, some just sat and watched the sky. Funny how the water knows the things we never say out loud. Before the sun comes up, there's a peace you can't explain. The world is still and quiet before it starts again. You learn that life ain't always about the fish you bring back home. Sometimes the best catch of the day is finding you're not alone. There was a father and his young son who came here every year. The boy grew tall beside the lake and made his father proud. Then one summer, only one of them came walking down the pier. He cast the line into the water and sat beside me there. Before the sun comes up, there's a peace you can't explain. The world is still and quiet before it starts again. You learn that life ain't always
Sometimes the best catch of the day is finding you're not alone. The lake has taught me patience, the river taught me time, and every empty morning still leaves something behind. Before the sun comes up, I'll take one final ride, then leave this old wooden boat behind, and watch from the other side. But if you hear the water calling when the morning sky turns gold, remember what the lake once taught me: some things are best when held slow. The water stays still, the morning comes, and the old lake keeps calling on.
I know a little wooden dock where the morning starts out slow. The lake is still as polished glass before the first winds blow. I've taken folks from every place out across these waters blue. Some came looking for a fish, some came looking for a view. I've taught young boys to hold a line, and old men how to wait. I've watched a lifetime pass between the sunrise and the bait. Some folks talked about their troubles, some just sat and watched the sky. Funny how the water knows the things we never say out loud. Before the sun comes up, there's a peace you can't explain. The world is still and quiet before it starts again. You learn that life ain't always about the fish you bring back home. Sometimes the best catch of the day is finding you're not alone. There was a father and his young son who came here every year. The boy grew tall beside the lake and made his father proud.
came walking down the pier. He cast the line into the water and sat beside me there. Before the sun comes up, there's a peace you can't explain. The world is still and quiet before it starts again. You learn that life ain't always about the fish you bring back home. Sometimes the best catch of the day is finding you're not alone. The lake has taught me patience, the river taught me time, and every empty morning still leaves something behind. Before the sun comes up, I'll take one final ride, then leave this old wooden boat behind, and watch from the other side. But if you hear the water calling, when the morning sky turns gold, remember what the lake once taught me. Some things are best when held slow. The water stays still, the morning comes, and the old lake keeps calling on.
Every morning before sunrise, I unlock the station door, sweep the dust beside the benches like I've done 1,000 times before. The old clock hangs above me, and the timetable's turning brown, but I still hear the whistle calling for the last train out of town. I've carried bags for young men leaving, with the whole world in their eyes. I've watched mothers hold their children while the train began to rise. I've seen lovers run together after years of being apart, and watched old men stand in silence with a suitcase and a broken heart. The last train out of town keeps carrying people on. Some are chasing after dreams, some are running from what's gone. I've watched them leave this station since I was young and strong. The last train out of town never waits for very long. There was a girl who left one summer with a suitcase and a smile. She promised she'd come back someday, but it took her quite a while. 40 years went by between us. Then one autumn afternoon, she stepped down from the morning train and recognized me in the room. The last train out of town keeps carrying people on. Some are chasing after dreams, some are running from what's gone. I've watched them leave this station since I was young and strong. The last train out of town never waits for very long. Life is like a railroad, you don't always choose the track. Sometimes you spend your whole life waiting for the one who won't come back. The last train out of town will carry me someday. I'll leave my old station behind and finally be on my way. And if somebody asks about me when the evening settles down, tell them I spent my life here, waiting for the last train out of town. The whistle fades, the tracks grow still, but the journey goes on still. Every evening just before dark, I climb those winding stairs with an oil lamp in my old hand and salt inside the air. The ocean starts its restless song against the rocks below, and one by one the distant ships begin their journey home. I've watched the storms come raging in and shake these walls at night. I've seen the sailors search the dark for one familiar
nights the sea was calm and still. Some nights it would not sleep, but I kept watch above the shore while the whole world dreamed. I'm the man who keeps the light burning through the darkest night, for every soul that's lost at sea, for every ship that needs to see. I may never know their names or hear the stories of their lives, but if they make it safely home, then this old light has done its job tonight. There was a woman on the mainland who wrote to me each year. She said her husband sailed away and never did return. She told me that my lighthouse gave her something to believe. So every night I kept it bright for those who had to leave. I'm the man who keeps the light burning through the darkest night, for every soul that's lost at sea, for every ship that needs to see. I may never know their names or hear the stories of their lives, but if they make it safely home, then this old light has done its job tonight. A man can spend his whole life standing in one place and still be part of journeys he will never get to make. I'm the man who keeps the light, though my hands are growing old and the stairs are getting harder than they were so long ago. Someday someone else will climb them when my watch has finally passed, but somewhere out there on the water, this old light will still be shining back. The waves keep rolling, the night moves on, the light keeps burning till the darkness is gone.